The world's fastest roller coaster is in the Ferrari World Theme Park in Abu Dhabi, UAE. The thing takes just 5 seconds to reach its top speed of 150 miles per hour. You complete the 1-mile track in just over a minute and a half. And then you barf. The slowest roller coaster in the world is in Germany, and it's a walkable one. Yep, your speed depends on how fast you can climb the steps of the 69-foot-tall structure. Hey, there's a loop in everything. The largest jigsaw puzzle, not by size but by the number of pieces, was completed by 1,600 students of the Ho Chi Minh City's University of Economics in Vietnam in 2011. This monster of a puzzle consisted of over 550,000 pieces, which helped to get it to the Guinness Book of Records. It took the students 17 hours to complete the puzzle. A mansion versus a shed. A mansion eats your money. In a shed, you can eat, drink, and do all your business yourself. To find something in a mansion, you'll have to search every room with no guarantee of a positive result. In a shed, everything is in one tiny place. On that note, to clean up a mansion, you'll need a whole regiment of service personnel. In a shed, you'll only need a broom and about 5 minutes. 75% of all spices on the international market are produced in India. It makes the country the world's leader in spice production. It exports 180 kinds of spices to over 160 countries. Mongolia is the place to live if you need a lot of personal space. It's one of the least populated countries on the planet. To be precise, its population density is just 5 people per square mile. This is mostly because of its mountain ranges and the Gobi Desert. The world's largest crocodile in captivity was called Lolong. It got to the Guinness World Records for reaching a length of more than 20 feet. The animal was almost as long as a London bus. You can also compare its length with 3 dolphins or a giraffe. The biggest plane in the world by wingspan is Stratolaunch, designed as a flying launch platform for space rockets. The aircraft is wider than a football field. Its wingspan is twice wider than that of a Boeing 747. You can also line up 47 polar bears on its wings. Hey, let's try it. The largest organ in your body is your skin. It makes up almost 16% of your body mass. The average adult carries some 8 pounds of it. That's just a bit less than a well-fed domestic cat. The biggest planet in our solar system is Jupiter. This gas giant's diameter is 11 times that of Earth, and its mass is 2.5 times the mass of all the other planets in the solar system combined. Around 83 years ago, the world saw this famous landmark in all its glory for the first time. Connecting the city of San Francisco and Marin County, the bridge is painted international orange. The entire construction is huge. It weighs as much as 2 million mid-sized bison, or 127,000 African elephants, the world's largest animals. Hey, imagine cleaning up after that. Don't forget your shovel. The biggest sports stadium in the world is in North Korea. It can seat 114,000 people, which is the entire population of Springfield, Illinois. To see the world's smallest stadium, just look at your typical foosball table. Yeah, okay, fine. If we're going by capacity, there are plenty that tie with 40,000 max. Russia's Fisht Olympic Stadium, Rentschler Field in the US, Japan's Oita Bank Dome, just to name a few. The fastest installed elevator is in the Shanghai Tower, China. It moves at a dizzying speed of 67 feet per second, just a bit slower than an accelerating cheetah. And the slowest elevator in the world is apparently in my apartment building. Well, not officially, but it sure feels like that. A laptop versus a calculator. Writing hello with numbers on a calculator is easy. Just flip it upside down. A laptop is boring and won't bring you this pure joy. A laptop might have thousands of times more calculating power, but to count your numbers, you need to turn it on, wait for it to load, and then open a special app. With a calculator, you have all its counting glory in your palm right away. A laptop is heavy, and you need a special bag to carry it with you. A calculator fits most pockets. Rafflesia arnoldi, found in Indonesian rainforests, has the largest flowers in the world. When this plant is blooming, its flowers can reach 3 feet across and weigh more than 15 pounds, which is as heavy as a bowling ball. Watermeal, also known as wolffia, has the tiniest flowers on Earth. Imagine how small they are if the plant itself resembles a candy sprinkle and weighs like 2 grains of table salt. If you needed to fill a thimble with these plants, you would need 5,000 of them. The capital city of the Philippines, Manila, and its 16 surrounding cities make up Metro Manila. This metropolitan area has a population of almost 13 million people. During the daytime, this number gets way higher since many people come here to work. Nepal is a record holder of a country. It has the world's tallest mountain, the great and mighty Mount Everest, and the world's deepest gorge, Kali Gandaki. Nepal also has a super high concentration of World Heritage Sites. Within a 10-mile radius, there are 7 of them. Symphony of the Seas is the greatest cruise ship on the planet now. It could easily transport 8.5 Statues of Liberty, 15.5 Brooklyn Bridges, or 20.5 Eiffel Towers. The ship is also as long as 12 blue whales. The largest dump truck in the world, Belaz 75710, is produced in Belarus. These enormous vehicles work at mining sites. The truck can easily carry more than 4 space shuttles, 55 elephants, or 150 hippos. The thing is also higher than a 2-story house. The smallest organ is the pineal gland near the center of your brain. This tiny endocrine gland is shaped like a pine cone, hence the name, and weighs less than a raindrop. It produces melatonin, a hormone that controls your wake and sleep cycles. The tiniest frog on the planet lives in Papua New Guinea. The 0.3-inch long animal is also considered the world's smallest known vertebrate. Some sections of this monumental construction appeared already in the 7th century BCE. If you stretched out the entire wall, it would probably fall apart, but it would extend more than halfway around the globe. Imagine this. If you decided to measure the landmark's length and the longest snakes in the world, it would take more than 2 million pythons placed one after another. Hey, they just want to hug you. Porcelain Palace, the largest public restroom in the world, is in Chongqing, China. It's not a single bathroom, but a gigantic 4-story, 32,000 square foot complex with 1,000 toilets. Hey, if you're there, mention my name and you'll get a good seat. The most compact loo in the world has to be Britain's futuristic-looking vertebrae vertical bathroom. It consists of 7 units or modules that can be rotated with a push. There's 1 commode, a sink, the toilet's tank, 2 showers, one a bit higher than the other, and 2 storage drawers. A flashlight versus a torch. A flashlight only serves one purpose – utilitarian. With a torch, you can pretend to be an Olympic torchbearer, or even Prometheus bringing fire to humankind. Ooh! If there's a dark and gloomy castle nearby, in which, as you suspect, something evil lives, you won't go to fight it with a flashlight. It's not serious. With a torch, you can immediately light up any party. Singapore Changi Airport has been winning the world's best airport title for 7 years in a row. What's so special about this transportation hub? It might be the butterfly, orchid, sunflower, cactus, and water lily gardens there. Or perhaps it's the airport's rooftop pool, the Xbox 360 station, or the movie theater. 6 dining halls all specializing in different cuisines, countless gourmet restaurants, and the Hello Kitty Orchid Garden Cafe might also have contributed to the victory. The world's biggest living shark is the whale shark. Slow-moving and filter-feeding, this calm giant can grow as long as 10 adult people, 4 bottlenose dolphins, or 36 domestic cats. The longest passenger train in the world is the Ghan. It helps people to get from Adelaide to Darwin in Australia. The train consists of 44 cars and is as long as 212 adult crocodiles, or 3 Empire State Buildings. The giant pandas babies are the tiniest mammal newborns, but only if you compare them to their mother's size. Panda moms are usually 900 times larger than their cubs. A baby weighs no more than 3.5 ounces. Tornado's maximum wind speed was recorded in 1999 in the southern Oklahoma City metropolitan area. The Bridge Creek Moore tornado reached an incredible wind speed of more than 300 miles per hour. That's 1.5 times as fast as a sports car. It was also the highest wind speed ever observed on our planet. Ferdinand is a moon of Uranus, and it's only 12.4 miles in diameter. It's a bit over 2 Mount Everests put together. And for an even more vivid comparison, Lacrimosa is an asteroid that's twice the size of Ferdinand. It's 26 miles across, which makes it dwarf even the Olympus Mons on Mars. The fastest train in the world is the Shanghai Maglev. It runs along a high-speed magnetic levitation line at a maximum speed of 268 miles per hour. The world's slowest express train runs in Switzerland. During the trip, the Glacier Express averages just 24 miles per hour. Built as an entrance arch for the 1889 World's Fair, the famous tower was supposed to stand for only 20 years. Luckily, it became a hit and wasn't dismantled. The Eiffel Tower is a heavy thing. It weighs as much as 2 million well-fed domestic cats, or 14,500 adult cows. Well, cats love milk, so that works. A sports car versus a fire truck. In a sports car, all eyes are on you. In a fire truck, not only eyes but ears are on you too. A sports car can drive you fast and furious wherever you like, but can it make the whole street make way for you? No, but a fire truck can. With a sports car, you need a perfect road because otherwise you'll feel every single bump with your behind. A fire truck can take you to the top of a volcano and back without breaking a sweat. The Netherlands is the country with the largest number of bikes per capita. The population of 17 million people has 22.5 million bicycles. The total length of the Dutch cycle network is about 22,000 miles. That's almost all the way across the planet. 36% of people use bikes as their main mode of transportation. High-speed trains, anime, manga, sumo wrestling, elaborate tea ceremonies. What do you think Japan is number 1 in? It excels at many things, but it also has the most 3-star Michelin restaurants in the world, with 34 of them in total. The Goliath beetle is often called the largest on Earth. Its length is bigger than that of 20 black ants, or as big as a house mouse's. The beetle is also twice as heavy as a golf ball and 4 times as heavy as a AA battery. Mars, the red planet, despite its color, is very cold. And quite small compared to us. It's only about 4,200 miles across. Ah, the blue and green planet, our home, the Earth. Its diameter is a bit less than 8,000 miles. A cozy little world, isn't it? Since 2014, the biggest Ferris wheel on the planet has been the High Roller in Las Vegas. The thing is 550 feet tall, just twice smaller than the Chrysler Building in New York. It's as tall as 32 giraffes or a pyramid of almost 100 adult people. The High Roller is also 9 feet higher than the world's second tallest Singapore Flyer and 107 feet higher than the London Eye. Most scientists agree that the world's oldest active volcano might be Mount Etna on Sicily. The first volcanic activity started in that region 500,000 years ago. Mount Etna is also one of the biggest volcanoes on Earth. It took just 1 year and 45 days to construct the famous skyscraper. After it had been completed, the building remained the world's tallest for another 40 years. No wonder, the thing is 3 times as tall as the Great Pyramid of Giza. If you measured its weight in tigers, it would make 1.5 million adult males. It would be even more in giant pandas, 2.5 million of the cute cuddly critters. The biggest dog in the world, if we talk about its weight, was Chloe, a mastiff that weighed 365 pounds, as much as a full-grown reindeer. Chloe lived in Tibet back in the 80s. The smallest living dog is Millie, a Chihuahua from Dorado, Puerto Rico. When the tiny thing was born, she didn't even weigh 1 ounce and could fit in a teaspoon. Now, this itsy-bitsy pooch's height is just under 4 inches. The world's largest living bird by maximum wingspan is the wandering albatross, also called white-winged or snowy albatross. It has the greatest wingspan known to people. It can reach 12 feet. Measure 4 steps and you'll see how large this wingspan is. The smallest bird on our planet is the bee hummingbird. The tiny creature is as heavy as a paperclip and measures just a bit more than 2 inches in length. A set of keys versus a gas cutter. Everyone can open doors with keys, that's boring. Enter the house by disintegrating front door hinges with a gas cutter though, and you're sure to be noticed. Keys usually open a certain number of doors. With a gas cutter, almost all doors in the world are open for you. Yeah, keys are faster, but if you're tired of cutting a stubborn door with a gas cutter, you can bring some firewood and have a barbecue. Getting a key into a lock at night can be tricky. A gas cutter is a source of light in itself. There are 10 times more camels than koalas in Australia. And as paradoxically as it may sound, this country is also the main camel supplier for most Middle East countries. Japan has more than 5 million vending machines, mostly because they save time for people who work late hours, which is a pretty common thing there. Japanese vending machines aren't just for snacks and soda. You can buy basically anything, from live lobsters to umbrellas in these machines. Wow, a lobster vending machine. The biggest known tree on Earth by volume is a giant sequoia named General Sherman. You would need 150 concrete mixer trucks if you decided to fill up the tree's volume. It's also as much as 2,000 hot tubs. The largest human-made thing in space is the International Space Station. It's as heavy as 5 space shuttles and as large as a football field. The station is also as heavy as 220 cars or 40 cruise ship anchors. Saturn is a gas giant that absolutely deserves this title. This ringed enormity is over 72,000 miles in diameter. Jupiter is the largest planet of our solar system. Also a gas giant, it's almost 87,000 miles across. It also has a storm that's been around for at least 4 centuries. No one has ever weighed the ivory-white marble mausoleum, which is considered to be one of the 7 new wonders of the world. But you can imagine how monumental it is if just one marble block from the Taj Mahal weighs as much as 120 adult male wolves. The construction is also as high as 13 giraffes put one on top of another. Ooh, wait, it's the Cirque de Giraffe. The loudest city in the world is Mumbai, India. Its noise level is more than 100 decibels, which is almost as loud as a chainsaw. The world's quietest place is a room in a Microsoft research lab in Redmond, Washington state. Ooh, it's so eerily quiet that no one can stay there for more than 45 minutes at a time. Supposedly, you can hear your own heartbeat. The fastest air-breathing takeoff-capable plane in the world used to be the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. This incredible machine could reach the maximum speed of 2,200 miles per hour, almost 3 times the speed of sound. The aircraft was so fast that the air in front of it didn't have enough time to glide. This friction made the plane's outsides boiling hot. The Sun, our shining star, the center of our small world. It's also over 863,000 miles in diameter, and to get from one pole of it to the other by airplane, you'd need more than 2 months and some serious heat protection. But compared with other stars, the Sun is tiny. Take a look at VV Cephei b. It's one of the moderate-sized stars in Cepheus constellation, and it's about 13 to 25 times the size of our star by different accounts. When La Sagrada Familia is finally completed, and it's already been under construction for well over a century, it will have taken more than 7 times longer to build than the Great Pyramid of Giza. When the tallest spire is finished, the basilica will be as tall as 6 blue whales, the largest living animals on Earth, or 9 large whale sharks. So that means all's well that ends well. The tallest bridge in the world is the Millau Viaduct in southern France. Its maximum point soars at 1,125 feet above the ground, which is really high for a bridge. The smallest drawbridge in the world is in Bermuda. There, Somerset Bridge connects Somerset Island with the mainland. The length of the bridge is a little over 2.5 feet. One of the most famous buildings in the world, the Sydney Opera House cost almost $68 million to build. That's much more than its initially estimated cost. The breathtaking construction weighs as much as 340,000 large adult polar bears, or almost 50,000 grizzly bears. Wow, I can hardly bear it. Peony star is the brightest star in the whole Milky Way galaxy. And now, try to imagine that it's 92 times larger than the Sun too. It's not the largest by far though. See Deneb, for instance. It's more than twice as big as Peony star, with a diameter of 203 times that of the Sun. No wonder it's the brightest in its constellation. The hottest thing on Earth is the planet's core itself. Scientists have recently discovered that it's even hotter than they thought before – 10,800 degrees Fahrenheit. It's almost 1,000 degrees hotter than the Sun's surface. But several years ago, physicists managed to break this record. They heated a piece of aluminum up to 3.6 million degrees Fahrenheit. It was the hottest thing on Earth for a brief moment. The world